Good morning, friends, and welcome to Trans India Real People, Real Emotions. The foundation of any business is finance. It is perhaps the most important driving force of any business. Every function in an organization needs finance. But having said that, finance is not the strongest point for everyone. But there are some people who read numbers way better than others. Our guest today is one such person who has been a financial wizard for many years. However, after 3 decades in and around the financial sector, he has changed track to something more exciting. With over 3 decades of experience in the banking, financial services, and insurance sector, Adarsh Kumar, the founder, managing director, and CEO of brand Flamingo Infinite, a global BPO company that provides innovative and scalable solutions to clients across various industries, is our special guest. Earlier, he was a managing director and CEO of WeWin Limited, a listed public limited company and a leading BPO in the government sector. Adarsh is a visionary leader who has successfully built and scaled businesses across multiple geographies, managing diverse workforces and complexities. He is passionate about leveraging digital technologies, robust processes, and continuous transformation to foster business growth and customer satisfaction. He possesses a keen understanding of the dynamic trends shaping the modern business landscape, seamlessly incorporating them into his strategies for building thriving enterprises. He has held C-suite roles in Tata Group, Bajaj Finance, Citigroup, and General Motors Group, demonstrating his profound knowledge and expertise in retail finance, corporate lending, insurance, business processes, and operations. He has also completed executive education from prestigious institutions such as Harvard Business School, Wharton School, Ohio University, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, XLRI Jamshedpur, and ISB Hyderabad. Now, as the MDO and CEO of brand Flamingo Infinite, Adarsh drives the vision and mission of the company, leading them towards the forefront of the outsourcing industry globally. His strategic insights, industry acumen, and unwavering commitment to innovation, technology, and digitization play a pivotal role in shaping the future of Flamingo Infinite and their clients. He is also an active contributor to various industry forums and associations, sharing his views and insights on the emerging opportunities and challenges in the BPO sector. Adarsh Kumar has been a well-known personality in the commercial vehicle and automobile segment with his stint in Tata Motors Finance, where he went beyond the scope of work to bail out transporters in troubled times. What's more important, he is still remembered for that. So let's get into our interaction with Adarsh Kumar, where he talks about his journey in the industry and also shares the flight path of Flamingo as it prepares to soar across the globe. Adarsh, thank you for talking to us. You've been a veteran in the financial segment for a long, long time, and now you're on to something very, very new. But before we get to the new part, can you take us through your journey in the financial segment, how it all started?
Hi Girish, thank you for inviting me for this discussion. Well, it's been a 3 decade of experience in the financial services industry, having a cusp in the auto industry. More than half of my career has gone in the auto industry, financing the auto industry. Typically, I started with companies like Bajaj Auto Finance, then worked as the auto finance head for Citibank. Then I was the founding lead of Bajaj Finance, then with Tata Capital for some time, and over a decade in Tata Motors Finance, Tata Motors, and all of that. So it's been an outstanding journey. In my career, I got opportunities to work with dealers, OEMs, transporters, and it's been a remarkable journey. The kind of learning I have got with this diversity of dealing with people, working with different companies, with different people, with different set of entrepreneurs, with various generation of entrepreneurs, particularly when we talk about dealers and transporters. I've worked with grandfathers, their children, and now a new generation in that sense. So it's been a very interesting journey. So I started my company, my career in marketing, and then actually slowly I realized that I transformed into a finance guy, right? So because I was dealing in finance, it was extremely important for me to know finance, right, and financing. It's all about balance sheets and P&L, structuring balance sheets and all of that. So that's what it is. So it's been a wonderful journey.
But
till
tell me,
now.
Adarsh, financial segment has always been one of ups and downs, and the auto segment, as we all know, has the cyclic nature. How were you dealing with the tough times when the sales were down, the EMIs were tough to come? What was your state of mind at that point of time?
See, I've always believed that financing is not only about giving money and collecting money at the right time, right? I have worked with many captive companies, in the past, like GMAC, Tata Motors Finance, Bajaj Auto Finance, all of these companies. Otherwise, also, if you really see, it's important to understand the customer. So, with a premise and due diligence, you finance the customers. Now, at that point of time, they may be very good, or they may be needy or not needy. You finance them. But over the journey of next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, when they move in, it's a roller coaster ride. Industry never stays the way it is, right, at that point of time. So you have to understand the customer, right? The customers go through, particularly when you talk about transporters or dealers, they have their ups and downs. Everybody knows in that sense. So a good discussion with the customers, understanding their business cycles, understanding their financial needs at different point of time. It's important to look at balance sheets and P&L, how to structure it, restructure it, and all of that. All are things I have noticed in the entrepreneur segment, particularly when you see the dealers and transporters, why they have got tremendous knowledge, in their supply chain management, in people management, in the business that they do. But financial management has not been their core. And that's where I think they should focus on great financial management. Usually people think that, they would keep an accountant and they would manage a large business or a set of accountants. Today, the kind of opportunity there are, in the industry, it is important to keep a CFO or a financial controller, even in a small businesses, maybe a junior financial controller, well qualified. Because financial management, I personally believe, whether it is startup or it is a mid-management company or an old company, it is extremely important that people should give a lot of weightage on how to source finances, how to manage, how to apply finances. People do not give a lot of weightage. They think this comes at the end. But I believe finances comes first and then everything should come later.
That is actually the basis of any organization, your financial strength.
Because end of the day, you're working for money, right? You're working for increasing your turnover, increasing your margins, increasing your thing. And usually people leave this behind them. They said, let's do everything else. We'll see what happens typically. But it doesn't happen like this.
Plus, given the fact that a truck nowadays is costing 40 lakh upwards, so the amount of money that you borrow from a bank or an NBFC for 10 trucks also, it is huge. So you got to manage your finances really well.
Absolutely. Like, for example, we used to fund a transporter, let's say, having a 50,000 rupees EMI, for example, right? Now, with the premise that the transporter will do very well, right? A 50,000 EMI was fixed. But as I said, it may go through a roller coaster ride. We have to interact with the customers. Tomorrow, if he's able to pay 30,000, we should take 30,000 and then restructure the loan over a period of time and see that the transporter is comfortable. And that's when he becomes a repeat customer for any company for that matter, right? So being rigid in financing is not about rigidity. Financing is all about understanding the business and serving the business to the extent possible.
So did you have the option of going beyond the written rules and helping a client?
Always, always. It's not about a typical structure that you decide and you walk away. This is not what I also learned in my 30 years of career. What I learned is that customer is the king, and we all know about it, right? We need to serve the customer. So rigidity is not the answer. It's important that we be with the customer throughout the journey, right? So we have to play to the tunes of the time that both the customer and the financer deal together.
So, Adarsh, while I was prepping for this interview, I met a couple of transporters who said that they were in a bit of a hole during their business, and Adarsh specifically took interest in their case and helped them out of that by restructuring the loan or whatever you did. What sense of judgment do you use at that point of time?
You see, in my 3 decades of experience, I have met thousands and thousands of dealers and customers and transporters particularly. The good ones and the big ones, trust me, I haven't traveled much because my team would go and get the businesses. I used to travel to those customers who used to struggle after financing them, right? And I always used to go and understand their needs. What is the problem that they're facing? Why are they not able to pay us? What is that we can do for them? And with this, that I was able to restructure a lot of loans and help people. And today, I must say, majority of them have survived in the industry and become very, very big.
And they still remember you for that.
Oh, they thank me for this. I'm out of Tatas for the last, 4.5, 5 years. And I still get messages, I still get phone calls, I still, people call me saying thank you very much for what you did, all of that. So it's all about judgment, you see, whom you want to help and whom. So obviously you will not go and help everyone. You have to see some merit in helping in that sense. So, but when you look into the eyes of the people, when you look into the, when you have a nice discussion with them, you come to know exactly based on your experiences, typically what's going on. And if a financer will not help, that's the premise. The purpose of financing is to help, right? So helping is not only at one point of time looking at the one state of business. Business will change over a period of time. So we have to handhold people throughout in their difficult times particularly.
But did you also make any bad judgments?
I did. And that's where the learning has. So 30 years, I don't know, I've done a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad judgments. And that's why I learned.
Tell me, being a part of Tata Motors Finance, was it simpler for you to finance a dealer or a Tata customer? Did that help in some way?
So nothing has been simple and nothing has been difficult, right? It's a part of this journey. So in both, dealing with simple people, complicated situation, complicated customers, there has been a learning from my side as well, right? I have learned. They also say that they have learned a lot during this course of interaction with the financer and the customer. I have learned tremendously, I would say, while interacting and traveling to the remotest location in the country. I think I must have visited more than 300 cities in the country, meeting customers in my career, and repeatedly to many of these places and many of the customers. So it's been a tremendous learning when you see geographies, when you see different cultures, different kind of people, different generation, all have different styles typically, right? So this is where the learning is. The way you have to deal with people in let's say Punjab, it's very different what you deal in Tamil Nadu, in Jammu and Kashmir, or in Bihar or West Bengal in that sense. So, and that's the learning. When you meet people with different diversity, with different cultures, different geographies, it gives tremendous amount of learning. And that's what probably helped me grow in my life in terms of knowledge, in terms of anything and everything.
The road transport industry, has a wide spectrum. On one hand, you have your single truck owner, and at the top end, you have a guy who has maybe 500 or 1,000 trucks. How do you deal with both these different set of customers?
See, the first time users, what we call, right? The first time somebody is buying a loan. So they have nothing at all, but you have to help them, right? Because you are in the industry, commercial vehicle industry, particularly, it happens. where you have to help these customers in acquiring a vehicle where they can't afford it. But what you see is, do they have, through the discussion, what you see is whether they will be able to earn the living out of it. So what you have to judge in a first time user is what kind of business model he has. Does he have customers? Is he sure, confident about getting the income? If he is, you would fund it. And this is what we judge. When it comes to a large customers, typically they have balance sheets, right? They have tie-up with large companies. And that's when we see the cash flows, which you don't see in case of FTUs. So these are two different set of models, right? And you cannot replicate these models one against other, right? So therefore, and between these two models, there are n number of models where you have, mix of both, where you see balance sheet also, you see the potential of earning as well. But first time user is very, very large industry. So therefore, it's extremely important. If you have to serve that industry, you must understand people. If you do not understand people, when you don't, one has to look, you have to look into the eyes of the people and understand whether, he will be able to probably afford a loan or not. Will he be able to pay you back or not? What are the intentions? That's what you understand with a FTO typically.
Right. We will continue our interaction with Adarsh after this very short break. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions.
स्कूल बच्चों का दूसरा घर होता है और इस घर का ख्याल रखना एक प्रिंसिपल के लिए आसान नहीं। पढ़ाई के साथ बच्चों का आराम, उनकी सेफ्टी, छोटी से छोटी चीज़ मेरी प्रायोरिटी है। वैसे ही स्कूल बस चुनना भी एक बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन था। पेरेंट्स का पीस ऑफ माइंड, मैनेजमेंट का भरोसा और बजट साथ लिए चलना पड़ता है। इसीलिए कभी कभी फर्म भी बनना पड़ता है। आखिर कोई अपने बच्चों की जिम्मेदारी मुझे दे रहा है तो कोई बजट की। लेकिन इतने सालों में एक चीज़ समझ आई है, अगर सही डिसीजन लें तो सबसे ज़्यादा प्यार भी प्रिंसिपल को ही मिलता है।
चुनिए महिंद्रा क्रूजियर स्कूल बसेस। यह है मजबूत ट्यूबुलर स्ट्रक्चर, एंटी लॉक ब्रेकिंग, एंटी रोल बार, पैराबोलिक सस्पेंशन, आईमैक्स, वाइडर सीट्स और बेस्ट इन क्लास माइलेज के साथ बच्चों के लिए सेफ और बाकी सबके लिए सबसे स्मार्ट चॉइस महिंद्रा क्रूजियर स्कूल बस।
Welcome back to Trans India, real people, real emotions. We are in conversation with Adarsh Kumar, founder, managing director, and CEO of Flamingo Infinite. Adarsh, 3 decades in the finance industry, which is a long time. You're a veteran in this space, and you decided to move on and step into something new. What is this new venture all about, and why?
So this question has been asked by many, many people, that I've been a veteran banker, financer all throughout my life. Now suddenly, why in the outsourcing industry? Why didn't I become an entrepreneur to be promoting a NBFC or a housing finance company or something like that? I saw outsourcing industry as a more exciting industry to be in. Couple of things. It gives a massive global opportunity because outsourcing is managing outsourcing activities of companies go across borders, right? Not only in India, but in the US, Canada, UK, Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa. They've got so much of opportunities in terms of outsourcing. And companies are struggling because everywhere there are a lot of unstructured outsourcing partners. I saw an opportunity. Why not be one single large partner in anything, everything for a financial institution, for a FMCG company, for a pharma company or auto company, right? And see that we service them in many of the activities. That's the reason you see once we decided that one needs to be in outsourcing industry and not in the NBFC or a home finance company. We are into payroll management, we're into call center, we're into processing center, we're into legal services. We've got field services like field sales, field collections, field verifications. all of this, right? So the entire spectrum we are dealing with the institution, right? So if you pick up a bank, for example, right, they need field sales, they need field collections, field verifications, they need entire outsourcing of processing centers, call centers, they need payroll management, they need legal services. So we have all of them in that sense. And I saw this opportunity that companies are struggling. I've been on the other side myself, and I've seen that companies have been struggling in choosing the right partner. There were just one or two partners available in the entire country, and the market share of that is not even 1%. 99% is left. And I personally see that we can make a massive difference, not be treating like a vendor, but actually a partner to many of these institutions that I'm talking about.
Your startup has a very interesting name, Flamingo. What does this stand for?
As we all know, flamingo is a bird. It's one of the most beautiful, most attractive bird in the world. It does not have any boundaries. Okay, so whenever it sees opportunity, it flies anywhere and everywhere. So in a matter of no time, right? So the name of the brand is Flamingo Infinite. Flamingo does not fly alone. It flies in infinite quantities in that sense. So we are a set of people in this company who's going to tap infinite opportunities across the world. That's why Flamingo Infinite as a brand has come in, right? So flying anywhere, everywhere, wherever there's an opportunity.
And Adarsh, I was going through your board of directors. For a startup, to put a board of directors together is a tough task, getting good people, collecting them together. How did you get your board together, and who are the people on this board?
So Girish, is a very interesting thing that you observed about the board, but let me talk about the purpose, how we started. So we wanted to be among the top 3 ITS and BPO company in about a decade's time, particularly in the tier 2, because of the opportunity available in India and globally. So we've got a couple of people, who were top CEOs and CXOs in the Tata companies and in the industry, and from different streams like finance, international business, domestic business, the human resources, the technology. All of us got together, who were top CXOs, and we decided to found this company, and we are all our co-founders in the company. Then we decided if we have to be really big, we have to have our best corporate governance, best compliances, best guidance right from the beginning. And then I started to meet a lot of people in the industry, and people started to respond to our purpose and journey, and all of us came together and joined hands. I am very, very glad that we have a very, very eminent board, one of the finest board in the country. Usually you will see when you have 150,000 or 200,000 crores of turnover or AUM, you can get these kind of boards. And I would like to thank my board, all my co-founders, to join hands together, to create an empire in the outsourcing industry in India and globally. So that's how the journey has been in the last 9 months. And I'm very excited to take this forward with the blessing of well-wishers and support of the entire board and the management team.
Adarsh, talking of BPO, what is your setup currently?
Well, you see, we are into the call center business also. One of the businesses is call center. So we have 2 set up right now in the first 6 months of the business as well. One is Mahape, which is Airoli in Bombay, and second is in Vasai. So we got both put together. We got about 600 plus seater for calling and processing centers. And what is more exciting is that we got a fantastic response from top 30 companies of the country, banks, financial institutions, and others to sign up with them. We're in the signing stage, we're in the empanel stage, and we're very excited to deal with these opportunities that are coming our way.
And you've also entered into a collaboration with an international call center. What's that about?
Yeah. So there's a company called MIBS, which is a very large international call center. And since our aim is to get 70 to 80% of our revenue in about 3 years' time from overseas operations, it's very important to start the journey from here. And that's when we have a 50-50 JV with a company, and this JV is in Dubai, to outsource, to source business, I would say, from the overseas market typically. And we both bring a lot of experience. They bring experience of the international market, and we bring a lot of experience in the domestic market to service the needs of the overseas customers.
So while you are a fresh startup, you're already on a shopping spree, and you have also acquired a digital marketing and executive search company. What is going to happen under this?
So the idea is that if you have to be a successful IT, ITS and a BPO company, I felt it was important to have an executive search firm, because the company requires, or it's a manpower intensive company, right? So we also required a lot of, there are a lot of churning in this industry. So we acquired executive search firm who would help us and other customers also in building manpower typically. Right? And I'm glad that we could acquire a very, very fine executive search boutique company, which recruits right from the CEO to the bulk hiring typically. And we're going to leverage that. That's one of the things. While they will continue to, that company will continue to service the other industries as well. When it comes to digital marketing, you see digital marketing is expensive, and it also provides a wide reach in whatever you want, not only in India, in overseas market. So it was important that when we got an opportunity, we acquired the digital marketing company to see how we can leverage digital marketing and go overseas in all our business line. As you see, we have diversity of business. We've got 10 business lines typically, right? And obviously we'll be phasing it out in about 3 to 6 months time based on our opportunity. So these two are going to help. In this backward integration, because these are all backward integration trying to help the BPO ITS company, which is Flamingo BPO, grow. So it's important to have a digital marketing company, executive search company, which is also like a captive. And also we are giving birth to a technology company now and getting into the digital lending platform and the core banking solutions now. We'll be doing a lot of things in that tech company, but core banking and digital marketing will be our main products, which will be taking to the market in India and overseas.
Adarsh, you come from the auto industry and the logistics space. Do you see Flamingo helping these two sectors or being part of these two sectors in any of the spaces?
I think a lot of synergy in this sense. When you talk about digital marketing, you can offer outstanding digital marketing products to this industry. We could offer executive search to this industry. We could offer payroll management to this industry, right? And we could also offer legal services, call center to this industry to a great extent, I believe. There are a lot of synergy, and I am already in touch with large number of transporters, large number of OEM, and all my dealer friends, because that's the fraternity that I've grown in the last about 2 decades. So we've already started doing business in all these lines in the last about 3 to 6 months now. So great synergy, I think, and we can bring a lot of value addition to them.
Finally, Adarsh, where do you see Flamingo, let's say 5 years from now?
Well, typically 5 years from now, we see one of the largest BPO and an emerging ITS company globally, right? We would be, the idea is to start a business in India for the first about 12 to 18 months, and then we'll start going into the global markets once we are confident of what we're doing, when we can showcase better product to the overseas matured market typically. So in about 5 years' time, we see from an employee perspective, the idea is that we would be working with about 100,000 people in times to come. So we are targeting to employ about 100,000 people in 5 years' time. So that's something is very, very exciting for the team. And second is the global market.
That was our interaction with Adarsh Kumar. It was a delight capturing the erstwhile journey of Adarsh and at the same time capturing the takeoff of Flamingo. We will keep track of the developments at Flamingo Infinite and keep our viewers updated on the same. Meanwhile, I am pleased to share that I am on the advisory board for Flamingo Infinite Group. I recommend their services that can play a crucial role in your company's business growth. The services on offer include digital marketing for business growth, executive search for people growth, and payroll management. I would be happy to connect you with the team for more insights or specific strategies related to these services. You have been watching Trans India, Real People, Real Emotions. Until next week, stay safe and drive safe. Jai Hind.